everybody, welcome back to another episode on Kristie vs. Kitchen. It is a beautiful Sunday morning here in San Diego, and I had some leftover apples, and so I figured why not take my turn at trying to make apple turnovers. So apple turnovers are some of my favorite things to get when I go to donut shops. They are so good. It's essentially like a little handheld apple pie, except that you use pastry puff. So I've never made these before, and I wanted to, try this. It seems like a fairly straightforward and simple recipe. So what we're gonna need to get started is puff pastry sheets, unless you would like to brave making that on your own. I do not today. So I got some at the store. We will need brown sugar, cinnamon, some butter. The recipe called for unsalted butter, but I only had salted, so I'm going to be omitting the salt that goes into this recipe. You're gonna need 1 egg for egg wash, and then of course you need some apples. So to begin, what we need to do is defrost the puff pastry. Typically this is found in the frozen aisle. So I have these sitting out right here, and we're just supposed to defrost them until they are still cold but not frozen. So these are almost ready to go. I did pull these out a little bit ago, but typically they stay around 40 minutes of sitting out at room temperature. So while these are finished defrosting, this is when we need to make the apple filling. So what we need to do is prep our apples, and then we'll take it over to the stove and make the filling. So let's get started. Apples, they are diced and ready to go. So let's head on over to the stove and let's get the filling started. We are gonna melt 1 tablespoon of butter. Next, we are gonna add our apples. Now we're just gonna let these cook for about 5 minutes. Next, we're gonna add in a 1/4 cup of brown sugar and a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Now we're just gonna let that simmer for about 3 minutes, or until the apples are completely soft. So far, I feel like we're doing pretty good. Now for me comes the hardest part, is working with puff pastry. I've never worked with it before. At least I don't think I have. I don't remember if I have or not, so this is gonna be interesting. So essentially what we're just gonna do is roll it out, and then we're gonna make some squares, and we'll just go from there. So let's go ahead and get these rolled out. I don't know. So now we're gonna cut these into 4 squares. I'm not sure why I asked for flour. Maybe we haven't gotten to that stuff yet. This one did not roll as nicely as the other one, but that's okay. All right, that wasn't as scary as I thought it was gonna be. Okay, let's go check on these apples. Okay, to me, they're still a little bit crunchy, so I'm just gonna let them continue to cook down a little bit, and then we'll let it cool, and then we will fill these pastries. All right, I let them cook a little bit longer, and this is caramelized so much better, so that's basically perfect. So what we're gonna do now is make the egg wash, which is going to seal the pastry. So we just need 1 egg and a little bit of water. All right, we are back. Our filling is cooled down enough, I would say. So we are just gonna put a little bit right into the center. I don't know. This is the thing about making pastries. I never know, like with the filling, I want to like go overboard, but I feel like I probably shouldn't either. So we're just gonna go a little bit more on the conservative side. Okay, now we're gonna take our brush outside. Then to cut 3 slits on the top. Okay, that's actually pretty cute. Okay, now I'm just gonna move this carefully. Okay, not too bad. All right, let's do another one. gotta say, so far, not bad for my first time. So the instructions say that if you want to avoid spillage, to put them in the fridge for about 20 minutes. I'm still waiting for the oven to preheat, so I will put them in the fridge until the oven is ready. So I'll see you guys in just a few minutes. Okay, they are ready, but before we put them into the oven, I'm just gonna egg wash the tops. I just have to say, if these don't turn out after they come out of the oven, we can at least say them going into the oven. They looked like apple turnovers. 20 minutes on the clock for the bake, and I will see you guys then. It is a really good thing I checked on these, because at 18 minutes, they were already really starting to be golden brown, but I mean, like, they're really, really pretty. So we're gonna just let these cool, and while they're cooling, I'm gonna start the glaze. We're just gonna do some powdered sugar and a little bit of milk, and that's it. And I want it to be a little bit thicker of consistency, so more powdered sugar and milk. Just gonna do it. I can't start with the cap going. Perfect. I'm just gonna let it run. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, these look pretty epic, but it's always, are they gonna taste epic? It's always the catch. So these are ready. These are beautiful. So I'm gonna get these all presentable with them. We are gonna try them. All right, as always, the best part of baking is trying your own creations. These turned out so pretty, way better than I was expecting. One thing I love about baking, and I know I've said this before, is that it makes me such an appreciation of the process when we do go to the store and we buy things and we critique them very easily. So here we go. I'm really excited to try this. So I'm gonna break it apart first. Ooh. I mean, I'd be more impressed if I actually made the pastry puff. So good job to whoever made the pastry puff. Okay, here we go. Let's try this. 3, 2, 1. Bro, wow. Oh my gosh, you guys, that is literally like biting into Thanksgiving. The apple inside is absolutely perfect. The puff pastry is delicious. The icing is a really, really nice touch. Overall, I highly recommend this recipe. I mean, if I can make this, you guys can make this. I absolutely love coming to you guys every week with a new recipe, but I need some ideas down below. Thank you so much for watching another episode on Kristie vs. Kitchen. Make sure to like the video if you liked it, subscribe, hit the bell, and we will see you next time. Cheers.